tell us what an average day for Winston is at the Pentagon. You roll out of bed, what time? Do you meet with the Secretary of Defense first thing in the morning? How does it work? Are you called down to the tank? How does it actually, tell us how your day unfolds.
Right.
If we're the fly on the wall.
There you go. Okay, so you're a fly on the wall and you're sitting in my office and you're watching the daily march. So I'll pick a recent day. Typically, the appointments start between 7:30 and 8 o'clock.
Isn't that considered late for military time?
No, not the Pentagon. Not the Pentagon, because of traffic for the most part. Right? So the formal meetings will start then. Remember, I'm not in the military. I'm a civilian, so you know. But you know, there are folks that get in well before me to prep everything that are getting ready. I typically will get there between 7:30 and 8 because I know I'm going to be there until 6 or 7 at night. And so I try to pace myself as best I can, and we stagger, right? Folks will come in earlier. So the meetings will start then, meetings with the Secretary of the Air Force. For example, we usually have a kickoff, a stand-up kickoff in the beginning of the day. Here's what's going on this week. Here's what happened in the past couple of days. Here's what I think we're going to have to react to. Sometimes it's a news event that comes up that we're going to have to respond to. Other times it is an opportunity that we want to exploit. Other times it is a scheduled event, part of the budget process. That's kind of where we are right now. We're in the part of the year where we're closing in on the budget. And so many of my days today go kind of like this. We'll have a meeting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we will have a meeting in the morning to prep for that meeting. And then I will have a meeting to go prep my boss, who will then go and chair the meeting, for example, about, okay, we really need to get all our ducks in a row with regards to budget. Well, what that means is we've done work for the past several weeks and months. Like we have this past year. This past year we've conducted what we call a space strategic portfolio review to look at 2 key mission areas that are in need of additional changes, new requirements to improve their resilience. Those 2 key mission areas are missile warning, when we talked about earlier, the infrared systems that detect launches, and our protected SATCOM capability. These are encrypted, very high frequency satellite communications capabilities for nuclear command and control, you know, presidential comms, that kind of thing. Really, you know, absolutely positively has to get their overnight types of communications. And those systems are special purpose built. Those are not the ones that are commercial ones. And so we worked for months trying to grind through the analysis of what does it take to make them more resilient, laying out the costs of each approach and figuring out what was the most cost effective. How do you get the best improvement in resilience based on different combinations of architectures and physical improvements to the satellite themselves. Then you take a look at, after you measure that resilience improvement, then you look at what does it take to do what we call BMC squared, battle management, command and control of those systems. So operating them as if they were in a contested environment, not just trying to keep them in orbit all the time, which is more like a utility. And that's the real shift that we've seen for all of these mission systems. We've shifted from treating these systems like a utility to one where we treat them as an operational system that has to be able to operate through a contested environment. That that strategic portfolio review was conducted from January through June. We submitted our plan. The plan was accepted, and we've now since then been making the changes to the budget for the next 5 years that are necessary to change our acquisition strategies and our programs to tweak them in such a way that they'll be more resilient. Sometimes it means buy more of them. Sometimes it means make specific changes to the systems themselves. All of it has to be linked to the ground and everything we're doing across the whole architecture. And we just finished, 2 weeks ago, we finished the budget proposal, got approval for that. We're writing all the documents now to instantiate that in the budget submission that's going to go to the president. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start all over again for the next coming year for what the strategic portfolio review for space is going to look like in 2017. I can't wait.